Hi, and welcome to Make Something Small. I'm Christina, and I started this channel to encourage artists of all levels to just begin. You don't need to be perfect, you just need to start. I've been learning how to use Procreate for a few years, but I still second-guess my skills, so I gave myself a challenge. I'm going to create a 2026 illustrated calendar, and I'm documenting the process here. The theme is butterflies, with a word of the month included on each design. One of the hardest parts so far has been choosing a style. At first I tried filling in the butterflies with doodles and tangles. Then I switched to mandala designs. I keep bouncing between the two, but I need to choose soon because I want to finish all 12 illustrations by the end of July. I'm following 2 courses to help me stay on track. Stacy Bloomfield's Make a Calendar course, which is now retired, and Liz Kohler-Brown's Calendar Bootcamp, which is still available on her site. I'll link it in the description. I won't be sharing specific lessons from the courses, just my own process as I go. Here's the most recent butterfly I finished. I felt pulled back toward the doodles and tangles over the mandala style. It's really satisfying to fill in the space and just see what happens. I'm using the symmetry tool to fill in the butterfly wings at the same time. You'll notice I changed my mind a few times while drawing, especially when deciding how much detail to add. Tiny lines were getting too pixelated in Procreate, even with a large canvas. So I scaled up the design and we used large rectangles, which ended up looking cleaner and more balanced. This is something I like to do in the evening, after work, when I want to unwind. It's quiet, it's focused, and relaxing. You'll see on the bottom wings that I originally planned to use a strand of tiny flowers, but they didn't hold up well at high zoom, so I changed brushes and switched to a larger geometric design instead. I blended colors using my palette and the liquify tool to create a soft, gradient look. I wanted the background to feel like a paint pour, but I ended up coloring the entire butterfly instead, because I merged all the layers and forgot to isolate the line art. Lesson learned. This butterfly design is one I filled in using a mandala pattern. I started with a basic butterfly outline, drawn using the symmetry tool in Procreate. Then I switched the symmetry setting to rotational to draw the mandala itself. I picked a spot for the center of the mandala within the butterfly shape and turned off the other layers so I could just focus on that design. As I worked, I checked back on the outline occasionally to see how the mandala was sitting inside the butterfly's form. Once I had the main circular structure finished, I started filling in the open areas with doodles and smaller shapes. You'll see me changing my mind a few times. I was experimenting with doodles that were bold enough to be seen, but not so small that they got lost. Since this canvas is 3,000 by 3,000 pixels, tiny details tend to blur or pixelate if you zoom in too much. After finishing the line work, I colored in each section using my chosen palette. Most areas were filled quickly with color drop, but I went back over them several times to adjust the balance, checking for any gaps and making sure no single color overwhelmed the rest. Because I placed the mandala center right on the butterfly, some parts of the design extended off the canvas edge. That made the coloring a little tricky, and I had to adjust some sections manually to clean things up. Once I was done, I turned the butterfly outline layer back on and used the mandala layer as a clipping mask. That placed the design neatly inside the shape and gave the whole butterfly a finished, contained look.